So then you take another bloodline, except this one is straight from the National Football League, and Asante Samuel Jr. What did you like about him? And walk me through some of the other guys in your draft that you were very pleased to get.
Yeah, I think Asante is the type of defensive back that we really believe in playing with. He can play man-to-man from bump, from off. He's got position flex to go inside. He's got ball judge in the deep part of the field. He's got really good movement and level too. When you have to play off and you have to be able to see the quarterback and the receiver, he can really key and diagnose that way. And then, this guy can get you the ball, Rich. I think that's something that we really value in the defensive backfield, people who can get you the ball. And he's an outstanding open field tackler. So you put in the bloodlines, and, man, you feel really excited about this pick, and we feel like he's going to make our secondary a lot more complete. And I know his teammate Derwin James, fellow Noel, I know he was awfully excited. He kind of called his shot in the morning meeting before the draft, so I got to give Derwin some props on that one. Hopefully the football gods were looking out for us.
What do you mean? What do you mean he called his shot?
Oh, he just said, "Don't forget about the Knowles," and I knew what he meant. So,
You mean you didn't look at your notes and say, "What is there a safety named Knowles that I'm missing right now?" You got it from right where he was saying.
Yeah, but no, that was just one of those side stories. It's always a highlight. It makes the draft more interesting. But Rich, I really like what we did on offense. I felt like Josh Palmer's a wideout. Just evaluating all these secondary players, Rich. This guy kept showing up the way he played against Georgia. How all those DBs that got drafted from Georgia, Bama, Patrick Surtain, and then just the way he played and competed at the Senior Bowl. Just feel like he adds to a group. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are two of the premier wideouts in the NFL, and be able to add Josh to that group. We've got some young receivers, Jalen Guyton, Tyron Johnson, Joe Reed. We just feel like this guy's a weapon. This guy can play outside, and the NFL can move inside. So feel really strongly about him. And then we got Trey McKitty from Georgia, a tight end that can really play on the line, Rich, which is kind of becoming a more rare thing. And feel like played at a really high level, the best conference in the country. So feel like he can kind of give us that, on the line element. We added Jared Cook in free agency. We like Donald Parham, but feel like Trey McKitty can really add to that group. And then, we took a developmental offensive lineman from Nebraska. This guy, set a career record for starts at Nebraska, Brendan Hymas. He kind of gives us guard tackle flex, Rich. Feel like this guy's going to add to that room, give us, that young depth, learn from, Corey Lindsley and Brian Balaga and Ode Abushi, Matt Filer. You can kind of learn and grow and improve. So felt really good about that. And then we took this back from Missouri that I'm a really big fan of. We had this guy stacked a lot higher, Larry Roundtree. He was second team All-SEC. He's showing up all over the movie against Georgia, Bama, all these great fronts. This guy can see. He's got balance, body control. He can pass protect. So I'm kind of, we're really fired up about him. And then on defense, we took Chris Rump from Duke, who kind of fits that edge style player that we played with in the past. Whether it was the Rams, Bears, or Broncos, and just a complete player, guy that has upside. He can play special teams, which is kind of rare for an edge player. His dad is an NFL coach, so he's got really good makeup, really good bloodlines, and just feel like he's going to add to that group with Joey and Chenna and Kyler Fackrell. So, and then we took a safety from Georgia in the 7th round, Mark Webb. He's really versatile. He played kind of all over the secondary at Georgia, and feel like he's got a pro body, outstanding special teams player. Was a former receiver, then moved to defensive back, and then we took Nick Niemann from Iowa, really athletic, long linebacker. Kind of side note, he went to my wife's high school, Sycamore High School in Illinois. So I called him and told him he is the second most famous Sycamore alum, because my wife is in the Athletic Hall of Fame there.
Damn
so
straight. Okay.
So I said, Nick, I love you, but you're second best Sycamore alum. And so he, this guy was in shock. He'd just gotten drafted, so I don't think he had any idea what I was talking about, but it is the truth. So
this guy gets drafted, and you start talking about your wife's in that in the Hall of Fame in the same school that he's from.
I mean, it was just a preview of things to come when he gets here. I just wanted him to know the real head coach that he was playing for. So, but we're really excited about him. He's a coach's son as well, but but just a real, 2-year starter at Iowa. His brother plays for the Chiefs, and he's just a really long, athletic, tough, instinctive player, and very productive. Kirk Ferentz, we have a lot of respect for him. So, a pretty, deep class, good balance between offense and defense. And like I mentioned before, I think that really is the key. You're trying to build a balanced team, and I feel like our draft kind of reflected that.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.